dearest daughter, come close. I want you to take a deep breath, one that reaches all the way down to that place in your chest where you have been carrying a heavy, unspoken weight. I see you sitting there at 65, perhaps in a chair that feels a little too quiet, looking at hands that don't quite move with the nimble strength they once possessed. I see the flicker of shadow in your eyes when you look at the staircase or the kitchen you've managed for decades, wondering how much longer you can hold this world of yours together. I am here. I am not watching you from a distant throne. I am sitting right here on the edge of that chair with you, feeling the ache in your joints and the much deeper ache in your soul. You are not alone in this journey. Subscribe to join our family here and leave a like if you felt my presence with you today. I am right by your side. I know the thoughts that keep you awake when the house settles into that heavy, midnight silence. You feel as though you are becoming a burden, don't you? You look at your children, the ones I gave you, the ones you stayed up with through fevers and heartbreaks, and you see how fast their lives are moving. You see their busy calendars and their own graying hair, and you tell yourself a lie. You tell yourself that your needs are an interruption. You think that because your body is failing, your value is fading. You feel the cold whisper of the world telling you that perhaps a facility, a home that isn't yours, is the only logical conclusion for a life that is slowing down. But I want to look you in the eyes and tell you, I do not see a declining case. I see my masterpiece. I see every sacrifice you made, every prayer you whispered over those children, and every tear you wiped away in secret. None of it was lost on me. You feel guilty for needing help, for the way your knees buckle or your memory slips. But why? Did I not create the seasons? Does the tree feel guilty when it drops its leaves in autumn to prepare for a different kind of strength? Of course not. Your weakness is not a sin. It is a sacred space where my strength can finally rest. You worry about the future, about being tucked away where you are forgotten. You fear that fleeing from the nursing home means you have to be a superhero. But that is not what I am asking. I am asking you to stop punishing yourself for being human. I am asking you to let go of the shame you feel for no longer being the woman you were at 30. You are the woman I love now. I remember a promise I made to you a long time ago, one I want you to hold on to today. Even to your old age and gray hairs, I am he. I am he who will sustain you. I have made you, and I will carry you. I will sustain you, and I will rescue you. Isaiah 46:4. I am not a God who abandons his friends when the pace slows. I am the God who walks slower just to stay by your side. Those walls you've built out of, I'm fine and don't worry about me, are only keeping my comfort out. It is okay to be tired. It is okay to be afraid of the transition. It is okay to want to stay in the home where your memories live. Let me hold that fear for you for a moment. You don't have to solve the next 10 years today. You only have to let me love you in this one. Can you feel my hand on yours? I am here to validate every tear you've shed over your aging body. It is hard, and I know it, but you are not alone in the struggle. My dear daughter, let us sit together in the truth of how we arrived at this heavy place. I have watched you through the decades, and I know exactly how the world began to steal the peace I so freely gave you. Life moves with a deceptive speed, doesn't it? One moment you are the young mother, the anchor of the home, the one everyone leans on, and then, in what feels like a single heartbeat, the roles begin to shift. Without even realizing it, over these 65 years, you began to build a wall around your heart, a wall made of bricks called self-reliance, protecting others, and fear of the future. You were taught by a world that values only what you can produce, not who you are. You were told that to be a good mother or a strong woman meant never showing a crack in your armor. So, you started carrying everything yourself. You carried the worries of your children's careers, the state of your grandchildren's faith, the maintenance of a house that now feels too big, and the mounting medical appointments that feel like a full-time job. You thought that by holding it all together, you were being faithful. But somewhere along the way, the weight of those concerns became a mountain that blocked your view of my face. I see how you look at the prospect of a nursing home or assisted living. To you, it doesn't just represent a change in address. It feels like the ultimate admission of defeat. It feels like the world is saying, we don't know where to put your wisdom, so we will put your body in a room. The world has a way of making you feel like a guest in your own life. You worry about your inheritance, not just the money or the house, but the legacy you are leaving. You wonder if your children will remember the God you served, or only the mother who struggled to walk. But here is where we got lost, my love. You began to believe that the solution was more effort. You thought that if you just tried harder to stay healthy, or if you just hid your pain better from your sons and daughters, you could avoid the inevitable. That is a heavy burden for a heart that was meant to be light. This world has robbed you of the joy of the present by making you obsessed with the what-ifs of the next 5 years. You are so busy mourning the body you used to have that you cannot see the beauty of the soul I am refining within you right now. You feel a quiet guilt for your children's busy lives, as if your aging is an inconvenience to their success. You tell yourself they have their own lives, and you pull back into a lonely shell. This is a wall that keeps love out. I never intended for you to be an island. I designed you for community, for the body to support each other. When you hide your needs, you are not being strong. You are denying your loved ones the chance to serve me by serving you. You are denying yourself the grace of being carried. I want to remind you of what I told my friends when they were worried about the days ahead. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. Matthew 6:34. You are trying to live 10 years of aging in one afternoon of worrying. You are trying to solve the problem of your living situation before I have even opened the door for the next step. The anatomy of your weight is simply this. You have taken my job as the provider and sustainer and tried to do it yourself. You are exhausted because you were never meant to carry the ending of your story. I am the author and the finisher. I have the pen. You don't need to flee into a frantic panic about where you will be at 70 or 80. You need to flee from the lie that you are alone in making these choices. My beloved daughter, here is the moment where we change the story. You have spent so much energy looking at the clock and the calendar, mourning what is fading. But I am the Lord of time, and I tell you today, my grace does not decay. In the economy of my kingdom, your 65 years are not a decline. They are a preparation for a deeper intimacy than you ever knew in your youth. You worry about the failing of your body and the walls of a nursing home closing in. But I want to show you a different horizon. I am the God of the new thing, and I am doing something in you right now that requires you to let go of the old way of being strong. The solution is not in your hands, but in your surrender. You feel that the time left is too short to fix the mistakes, to heal the rift with a distant child, or to build a legacy of worth. But listen to me. One day in my courts is better than 1,000 elsewhere. I can do more with your weakness in the next 10 years than you did with your strength in the last 40. My grace is not like the world's time. It doesn't run out, it expands. If you feel your body failing, do not flee in terror toward isolation. Flee into my arms. Today, the what you must do is simple. Stop hiding your heart from those I have placed in your life. You fear being a burden to your children? I tell you, your vulnerability is a gift to them. It is the soil in which their own compassion will grow. When you allow them to see your need, you are teaching them how to love like I love. Your legacy is not the house or the bank account. Your legacy is the peace you carry in the face of the unknown. When you stop fighting the aging process and start leaning on my spirit, you become a beacon of light for everyone around you. They will see a woman who is not afraid of the mirror or the doctor's report because she is anchored in an eternal king. I want you to hold this promise close to your heart, for it was written specifically for this season of your life. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Psalm 23, 1-4. You see, I am the shepherd who leads you to the green pastures of your senior years. Whether that pasture is the home you love or a place where others care for you, I am the one who prepares the table. You are never put away when you are in my hands. You are always set apart. Peace is not the absence of aging. Peace is my presence in the midst of it. You do not need to figure out the next decade today. I only ask that you trust me for this breath, this hour, and this step. I have already gone ahead of you into your 70s, your 80s, and into eternity. I have already scouted the path. There are no surprises for me. Every need you will have, I have already provided for. Every tear you will cry, I have already counted. You are safe. You are cherished. You are my daughter, and nothing, not age, not infirmity, not even death itself, can pluck you out of my hand. Now, take my peace. It is yours. It is a real, tangible weight that replaces the leaden cloak of anxiety you've been wearing. You can rest now. You don't have to be the anchor anymore. I am the anchor. Walk with me into the sunset of this life, knowing that it is actually the dawn of something far greater. My daughter, do not carry this weight alone for another minute. I am here, listening. Leave your burden in the comments below. Type, "I receive your peace, Lord," to let it go. And please, subscribe to this channel and stay with me. Let us walk this path together every single day. I have so much more to tell you.